just as competitive as Malachi. You know, and one of the things I always challenge him, you know, because you know he did. You know, Malachi has earned the recognition that he is getting now, but in our room, that doesn't mean everybody else shouldn't expect to be at that same level. He is just the example of what it looks like. But I expect, you know, and it's the same that it's been in our room for the last couple of years. You had Dropping, you had Josh. Okay, develop identify who you are, what your skill set is, and man, listen, it's got to be competition every week to be able to produce and be productive and help this football team be the best that we can be. So it's not like they are there to be. Now they want to compliment Malachi, but they want to be as competitive as him as well.
And just purely from a pass rushing standpoint, what is this defensive scheme going to look? How is it going to look different with Ted calling the plays, and especially with the amount of, you know, I've heard aggression used a lot. I've used, you know, making quarterbacks make decisions earlier, and blitzing is especially seemingly as a point of emphasis. So how much differently do you think this scheme is going to enhance your ability to get after quarterbacks?
You know, he comes from a very, very aggressive, very aggressive attacking style scheme. It's about applying pressure, and you know, making the offenses react to us, but you know, just you know, going forward as far as pass rushing and getting after the quarterback, you know, a lot of every week it's going to really be determined by who we're playing and how we go about saying, okay, what is our best chance of getting to the quarterback, disrupting the quarterback, but make no mistakes about it. It is about disrupting him. You know, that's every defense. You want to disrupt the quarterback, and we want to get to him. We want to make him uncomfortable.
Appreciate it, Kenny. Thank you much.
Appreciate that.
Hey, Coach Brandon Helwig with UCF Sports. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. So I know it's kind of been the same old the last couple of years. It was going to be Josh, it was going to be Traymon. We kind of talked about the guys for years and years. Now it's kind of more of a wide open. It's a competition now.
It is.
You know,
it is.
Malachi's coming back. I know you've been comfortable with him, but you got a bunch of new guys for the most part. Yeah. So what's it like as a coach just trying to get these guys ready to play Big 12 football?
You know, really, this is it's excitement. You know, because even like, you know, we've been consistent for the last couple of years, but when I first got here, you know, those guys wasn't, you know, what they became. And so in the same sense with them, to challenge them and to pour into them and to come along, you know, to go out and help them unlock the gifts and the talents and abilities within themselves to be productive and to help this football team in the best way it can, man, you know, I just follow that same format of bringing this out of the guys we got in the room now. And, you know, I love my room. I love their energy. I love how they respond. And so, you know, having them have that mindset to come out and try to respond to the things that I'm coaching them, I fully expect in the same way that we developed and helped, you know, Traymon and helped Josh to be able to have the production they have. We're gonna find that again in this room. You know, and you see it develop. You know, Malachi going into last year, you know, he has established himself there, but he was on that same, you know, path. So, and the great thing about it is most of those guys in that room have seen that happen before. They got a chance to watch Malachi develop into who he developed into. So now, you know, a lot of them say, okay, I can be there. And then we got some guys that we have, you know, added through the transfer portal who come in and they have been that from the places that they have came. So they have a certain expectation that, okay, I'm gonna be that here. So it's great. It's a great chance for me. I love having the opportunity to point to a young man and help them really discover the gifts and the talents and the abilities and unlock the potential that's in them. That's the great thing about coaching. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Malachi, how he was just kind of involved in his role. I know when he came in, he redshirted. I think the next year, 2022, I don't know if he played very much at all. You know how it is these days with transfer portal. Guys want to play. I mean, they get frustrated. And then he comes in last year, and finally his time was here, and he obviously impressed. So just how proud are you of him and just kind of seeing his evolution through the years here at UCF, his development?
Very, very proud of him because, I mean, you got to think about it. Like we were saying 2 years ago, he barely played.
Yeah.
And you had Josh who was playing like every snap.
Yeah.
You had guys that was playing, Tremont, they was playing every snap. So guys was walking into last year and they was like, man, really thinking, okay, man, we got these guys returning. How do I get some playing time? But I kept reiterating to him in front of everybody in that room, man, you're the most gifted in the room. Regardless of what you see others doing, you are the most gifted. Walk in your gift. And he really, really bought into it. He absorbed it, and he began to have the confidence. And you start putting them out there and put them in his situations. And then you start saying, okay, man, he just as good as the other two, And so now to see him now in that spot, man, I look forward to see him continue to grow in his role and his abilities.
Yeah, I imagine he's got a leg up to start, but at that other spot, it's going to be somebody new, whether it's a transfer, whether it's one of the guys who were freshmen last year. Mm-hmm. Who are some of the guys you're trying to get ready for that role?
Well, we got 3 guys that right now on that side that are working through it. You got Caven Carl, you got Dalen Dotson, you got Najee Kelly. All of them are got different skill sets and different things. They all, man, are very coachable. They all, man, are excited and competitive and hungry. So it's good to see. It's good to see how that plays out. Good to see them going about it, man. And I like they have competition when it's their opportunity to get reps. Man, they are very intentional about those reps, and they're very possessive about those reps, and really getting out there. And you see, man, just the impact of when they get something wrong, they like, man, the sense of urgency it is about getting it right and being good. So I really enjoy all 3 of them. So we're going through camp and getting a chance to practice and letting guys.
So you kind of rotating those guys and kind of letting them go on first team. You got a scrimmage coming up. You're going to try to sort of experiment with different rotations and stuff to see who kind of emerges as the guy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
sir.
who's kind of backing up, or who'd be the guys kind of behind Malachi? Is the guys like Jamal and Isaiah?
Yeah, you got Jamal Johnson and Isaiah Nixon on the other side that's backing them up, and man, they're doing good. And like I say, this camp is about developing those guys to get in and get in the rotation, to start being productive and effective. It's not like we want just one guy to tote the load. No, we want several guys to be productive and really be fruitful in our success going forward this year.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Coach.